For more on the results, our correspondent Kimberly Halkett is in the city of Ames, where the straw poll took place. And Kimberly, did this go according to form? Was Bachmann comes out on top? No surprises?
That was certainly no surprise. What was a bit of a surprise, though, is the number of people that turned out to vote on it. You know, they had expected about 10,000, maybe 15,000, but almost 17,000 Iowans came out to cast their ballots. And as you point out, Congresswoman Michele Bachmann coming out on top. Now, she certainly put in a lot of effort to get every one of those votes, I can tell you. She had one of the largest tents on the site here behind me, and it was very expensive looking. We don't know the exact numbers because those numbers haven't come out yet, but certainly was an expensive showing in terms of the effort. She even brought in country music crooner Randy Travis to entertain her supporters. So a lot of effort put into that, and it certainly showed. Surprisingly, though, Congressman Ron Paul came in second. Now, we know that he came in a very close second, really just about 200 votes less. He did also spend a lot of money, too. Apparently, he spent $30,000 or just a little bit more to get his tent up. Now, the other number, the third place finisher, former Minnesota Governor Tim Pawlenty, that is obviously his showing, a very disappointing showing, getting just a little more than 2,000 votes. That is probably something that will be a concern for his campaign. Now, some of the surprises here, too. We saw the surprise announcement of Governor Rick Perry making his announcement just a few hours ago, as we have been reporting here in Al Jazeera, that he too is throwing his hat into the ring. Now, he did not even have his name on the ballot, but apparently 718 Iowans wrote his name in. That is more than the front runner in all of this, according to national opinion polls, Mitt Romney. So there is really a lot of shakeup going on here in terms of the results coming out of this Iowa straw poll.
My mother and father taught us to always love Iowa. They said, be grateful that you're from Iowa. Iowa is the breadbasket of the world. We feed millions of people from Iowa. Be grateful. I have always been grateful that I'm an Iowan. And I believe it's time we have an Iowan in the White House.
So, Kimberly, this is unofficial. It is informal. There was quite a festive atmosphere there. But how much of a pointer is it towards who would ultimately take the Republican nomination?
Well, you know, it's interesting. This poll has been held since 1979, and of the 5 times it's been held since that first one in 1979, only twice has the winner gone on to win the Republican nomination. Now, I can tell you that you can see there's not much going on behind me right now. There's a lot of tearing down of tents and that going on. Most of the voters that voted in the straw poll, well, they've gone on home. In fact, when the winner was announced, when you heard Michele Bachmann speaking there just a few moments ago, that was the comment she made, actually, though, before the voting began. When her name was actually announced in that Iowa straw poll result, there were only about 100 people still waiting for it. In fact, we were told there were actually more media there in terms of reporters, camera people, radio people, print reporters, more people waiting for those results than the Iowans themselves. So not only is this kind of a made-for-media event, but it also is perhaps a symbolic start to the nominating contest that really counts, and that's when Iowa will be first in the nation to hold their Republican nominating contest early next year.
And have the other candidates been saying anything, those who finished behind Michele Bachmann, or have their representatives been saying anything?
They have seem to be, at the moment anyways, missing in action. Now, that doesn't mean they're not going to pop up. We've certainly been seeing them popping up, whether it's around here on the grounds where the straw poll vote was held, or the Iowa State Fair that is also a big part of all of these festivities. We do know that Michele Bachmann, of course, the winner, well, she certainly wants to talk to the media. She's been inviting members of the media. We're going to try and get in on that, to get in on her campaign bus and talk to her, but we'll see what happens. She's been pretty close to the media up to this point, really controlling her message, so we'll see just what happens, but we're certainly trying.
Thanks, Kimberly. Kimberly Halkett in Ames, Iowa.